Now in this video we are going to understand how we can implement a push and pop operation in a stack utilizing a linked list. So in order to do that, let us start with a empty linked list. So here I just click create and then click on empty, and so the linked list is empty now. And let me adjust this animation speed, and that's it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push an element in the empty linked list, just as we did push the first element in our array in the previous video for when implemented stack using an array. So click on push. So it is telling me enter the number that you want to use. So let's call like 00 that we have used for our purpose. So let's click on go, and let's see value 1. Okay, so 0 is not allowed value, so let's start with 1 and let's call it 1 1. So here let's click on go, and now let's do this. So here again, once again, the same algorithm that you have used to insert an element in the beginning of the linked list, it is same in here also. The same visualization we are going to experience over here. So here actually, as you can see, the first element have been created using this new vertex. The first vertex or first node have been created with the value 11, and we call it a head. And then we are just implementing this vtx.next equals head. So in the first element there is nothing, so vtx.next will pointing to itself, and that's why you do not that's why it is not shown in the visualization. But anyway, uh, let's try to understand what happens in the next time. So next, let me just finish this one. So that's it, now it is finished. So everything, so there is one element. So now let us try to insert another element in the stack and everything will be clear. Let's say I want to insert 22 in this stack. So I have to insert the element in the beginning of this linked list, that is before 11, in this way. So what I can do is, so this is the algorithm. So hit go and let's do stop. So and so that I can control it. So what you can see is, first in this line we have created a new vertex called vtx with the value 22. Next is what we need to do, vtx dot next equals head, that is this new vertex started pointing to the current head node, and then the head equals vertex. So the head have been moved from the previous head to this new vertex, and that is it, done. So if just for the sake of clarity, another example, let's say if I want to insert 33, and if I just hit go, the first thing is 33 have been created, a new vertex with value 33 have been created. In the next step, the new vertex will start pointing the current head, which is 22 now. So it started pointing, and then in the next step this head will directly start pointing to the new vertex like this, and that's it. So always check that the last element that you are inserting in the stack or in this linked list, it is appearing as the head or the first element of the linked list. Or for the sake of clarity, instead of using head, you can call it as the top element also. Instead of calling it head, you can call this one as the top. So every time you are inserting an element, the head or this top element is changing. So Basically, this head is similar as the top variable that we have utilized in the array implementation. And here also you are free to utilize any name. Instead of a head, you can use top. So that is about the push operation. Now, whenever it comes to the pop operation, then it does like this. So what you have to do, so during pop operation, you have to eliminate the last item that you have inserted, which is basically the head or the top item in this linked list. So basically what you need to do, you have to apply the same algorithm for deleting an element in the beginning of the linked list, or the deleting the head node of the linked list, or the head vertex of the linked list. So click on pop. So just check what is happening. So if empty, do nothing. As you know, if the list is empty, you do not need to do anything. So if let me go to the beginning of the animation. So if temp equals head, so I have created a temporary pointer to track head. Now head equals head dot next. So head will start pointing to the next element now. So that's it. And once it is done, then you have to delete this temp element. That is, the element is popped. So that's it. The next time when you want to pop it, the same thing you have to repeat. So here also, just temporary variable, a temporary uh, temp variable to point the head node or the head vertex. Next, head will start pointing the next node, and then just remove the temp. So this is just the same way you decremented the top variable in stack. You are just changing the head pointer in this linked list. And finally, if you want to just delete the last element, this is also possible. And now that is done. So if empty, do nothing. So this is how you can delete and implement the push operation in a stack using a linked list, and pop operation also.